Hi, I'm Lori. Welcome to my apartment. I wanted to talk today about the stories that we have kind of hidden within us, or at least I've had some. I was talking to a friend about the story I'm Unlovable and how just imagining if you're a person that has that belief, imagining a life without that belief and then what kind of life that would be. Just your whole viewpoint and probably your interactions with people would change. Um, and I guess unlovable is kind of equated to not valued, not important, unwanted. Those kind of beliefs are kind of all together. And I feel like maybe I've had the um, I'm not important belief, I guess is how I would phrase it. And I felt in my own life, using my own words, putting things in my own words, it helps me to understand it better. So I would say that's been a belief, and that's from childhood. Just the way I would say was made to feel, but I don't know. I was a child, and your child brain's a little different than adult brain, but a lot of your actions are kind of, or my actions anyway, I've seen in my life are kind of from sometimes from false beliefs, and that's what's so great about being in recovery and having a good support system and a really good sponsor and a higher power. The higher power piece is just so important, especially in recovery. And I would say just being able to change my viewpoint and not backsliding into something so where I feel really like bad about myself or bad about the world or really super negative, because I've been super negative and I can still get negative, but I'm much more positive person, I guess, to be around and in my own thoughts, and I know how to lift myself up out of that if I get kind of stuck, because I can kind of lean towards depression, especially in like the winter time or something. Summertime, I'm more happy, but yeah, just imagining a life where you don't that belief doesn't exist, where you feel like you are lovable and that people do love you and care about you and want the best for you. And you know it's a little sad, like one instance in childhood could kind of get in there, get into your brain, and then give you that lens of people don't like me or want me or love me. And I guess in my own life, if I've had that belief and I've had my experience change, and where all of a sudden, like, I'll get in a fear state and it looks like everybody's reacting a different way towards me, and it's really, really strange. And that's kind of from being an empath, but it's strange because it almost feels like that governs the people's behavior around you, but you do at least carry a certain kind of energy, and people, if you're real angry, people may want to distance themselves from you, or maybe come at you if that triggers their own anger. But just these beliefs and how to remove them or get them removed, or how to process that. Now there's different ways to do that. I think I talked a little bit about Byron Katie's The Work. I have used that. But the best thing is knowing that there's a God that loves me no matter what, and is taking care of me, protects me. Um, that is kind of, it's my foundation. If I don't have that foundation, then I have to figure things out, and I don't really know. Now, I'll use the tools that are available to me, which I've done, like EMDR therapy. I am in recovery, and I went through a halfway house, which has a program that includes CBT, where we did classes there. So 2 different types of therapy and talking therapy, because it's a completely different way to live when your viewpoint changes, where you can see the good things, but it has to be practiced, and I just feel like it has to be felt too. So there's like a bodily component, or maybe your nervous system has to calm down or something, and it takes a while. It's not, or at least for me, it's not been instantaneous. So in recovery, I've moved slowly, because I knew that I was kind of holding on to things, and I had these beliefs, and they kind of come back at different seasons or different times, or something can trigger that. And learning to process that and deal with it. But there is a life beyond those beliefs, and beliefs to me are very, very important. They kind of govern my life, and I'm just happy that I have a belief that there's a God that loves me, and from that I can have a really good life, regardless of most of the things that are happening around in that life. So, but that's all I got. All right. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.